we've talked a lot about your history up to this point, so let's start to transition in to talk a little bit about James Madison
Absolutely.
baseball. So going back in your days, when did you first hear about JMU, and what were your perceptions of JMU baseball as you were growing up? As you mentioned, Ray Heatwell did recruit you.
You know, I heard about JMU very early in my career as a young student. Was you know, Ikenberry Hall is named after my great uncle.
Oh, is it?
It
You
is.
know, I had people ask me that. I didn't know. So there, we got a piece of history to learn right
So
away.
I knew about James Madison, and in the recruiting process, like I said, it was in the summer before my senior year. That fall I'd come up and visited and realized, you know, this is a special place, and I knew a lot of players that played here. I have a lot of friends that are alumnus of this school, and I've watched them, you know, have a passion for baseball. And you know, Mike Hubbard was a catcher. I remember watching Mike catch here, and I remember comparing myself to him and how great a catcher he was. And then obviously, you know, Chris Williams was a shortstop, and one of my teammates at VMI was Tim Williams, his brother. So I really got to see, you know what it was all about. And I always knew that, you know, since I didn't get a chance to come here, when I played against JMU, I always wanted to beat them because I didn't get a chance to come here. So that was kind of something as a player. You know, I knew that every time we played JMU, it was important.
That was probably additional motivation as to why you ran out to your brother and pounded that ball in his chest. What attracted you to apply for the opening here at JMU?
Well, obviously, I've known Coach McFarland for years. We've played against each other, and you know, fantastic coach. And more importantly, I knew a lot of the players, and I said this is a place where you can really grow and win and do it the right way in the Valley and bring the community and involvement. And I think the biggest thing for me was just knowing the history of the program in the past. When a school that's won a national championship in football and has been in the World Series in baseball and obviously won other national championships in other sports, I felt like, you know, this is an outstanding place to be.
Give us a little bit of an insight about the Ikenberry style of baseball.
Well, we're going to pitch and play defense. I mean, you know, we're going to play hard. We're going to play fast. I think, you know, you look at the teams in the past that I've coached, we're going to compete every out and every inning and every minute that the game is going on. And that's really what I try to preach. You know, you have only so many college baseball games, and then they're over with. We don't want to give up any of them, and that's really my brand of baseball, is that we're just going to go out and compete, and we're going to do the best we can and really enjoy playing the game the right way.
You know, baseball was built on reams and reams of scouting reports and, you know, programs and what have you. And I understand that when you came in for your interview, you had a 40-page, here's how we're going to do it type thing. Is that correct?
That is correct. And you know, really, the plan is just, you know, was something I mapped out. I did it over time. You know, obviously with my 11 years as a head coach, and then you know, looking at, you know, the pros and cons to what has to take place here to continue to build such a successful program.
All right, very good. Facilities. We're sitting here on this turf field, obviously, and you've got Memorial Hall behind us where you have the weight training, the athletic training. I've seen a lot of players come through here that have gone on to play professional. Some have made it as big as into the big leagues, of course. But when I look at this program, Coach Ike, I see everything here that can make, if you have an interest in going professional, you've got everything here to hone those skills to become a professional.
Absolutely. You know, you have everything you need to go play at the next level. I tell recruits this all the time. You know, we're going to put together the plan and the blueprint. It's up to them on how hard they work and what their goals are to go to the next level. I had over 30 players play at the next level at VMI in under a 12-year period. And one of the things we always try to do is just, hey, get out there and play, be a good student, go play summer ball, come back the next year bigger, stronger, and we just keep making it go and go and go. And really, with the weight room here, with the indoor facility, with the turf field, obviously the climate that we're in, we're going to be on the field a lot. And the more we're on the field, the more we can develop our players.
How much will this field influence your recruiting?
You know, it really won't influence a lot. You know, obviously playing on turf is great, and more turf fields are popping up, over the country, nationwide, and we're just going to get guys that kind of fit our mold as being tough, hard-nosed kids that like to play baseball.
Now, you're a Virginian. There have been a lot of Virginians throughout the years who have come to play baseball at James Madison, a lot up and down the East Coast, a few from the South. do you have a recruiting footprint that you're going to work within, or how will you go about this with you and your staff?
Well, we're gonna really focus on the local state. You know, obviously being from Virginia and knowing as many ties that we have from Virginia. There's a lot of great players from Virginia play here, in the Jake Lowrys of the world, the Eddie Kims of the world. You know, one of my favorite players of all time, and one of my close friends, and Greg Bullheller.
Oh yeah,
played here, and so you know, there's a tradition of having local kids play here and do very well. You know, we're gonna reach out to any and everybody that wants to be a part of the baseball family and really just you know, be able to develop as baseball players. So we'll throw the net.
Mm-hmm.
We'll throw the net on the East Coast and even go out to the West Coast if we have to. But the net can be thrown nationwide with the school, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
I appreciate you mentioning a lot of the alumni, and knowing from one of the reputations of Virginia Military Institute is they take care of their alumni. So I'm sure that you understand how important that is. How will you try to get the Eddie Kims, the Brent Matheny's, all these alums? Sorry guys, I can't mention you all. But how will you get them involved in this program?
Well, I've already been amazed at how many have reached out to me. You know?
Wonderful, glad to hear that.
And that just shows me that they have a passion for JMU baseball, and you know, we'll continue to communicate with them and have them come back and really just, you know, get them involved and just being visible here and watching our product on the field.
All righty. Well, it was baseball that drew me to James Madison, quite frankly, back in 1988. So I'm pleased that you're coming here after watching you as a player and watching you afar as a coach. So welcome to James Madison University. We look forward to it here at Eagle Field at Veterans Memorial Park.
Thank you. Me and our family are very excited to be here.
All right, very good. And thank you for joining us here on Matazone HD Sportsnet, presented to you by the JMU Alumni Association.